3 hours, 3 tie breaks, same old, same old.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel all right. No, I feel fine actually. It was a tough match. It was one that, you know, it just I was up in the first set and then I let it kind of slip away, and then the second set I pulled a rabbit out of my hat completely. He was serving at 5-4 40 love to go up 2 sets to love. So I was in a world of trouble right there. Was able to, come back and win in this long tiebreaker, and then it was dark. So I definitely slept much better being at 1-all than 0-2. And then I came out of the gate today and played a really good game, and then gave it back, and then had to win another tiebreaker. It was a tough match. It was.
How hard is that? Jack Sock had won the first 2 sets and then lost 2,
Yeah.
and was mad at himself, went to bed, got up, and was somehow positive. How tough is that to just take that off the court?
Yeah.
Go to bed. Get
Well,
up.
I have experience with that, as you know.
Yeah.
It's very tough, but at the same time, last night I sort of went to bed with a smile on my face, considering, as I said, the predicament I was in at 5-4 40 love, him serving in the second set. So for me, because I've done this has happened a few times. Last night was a bit easier, and it was 1 set all, so it was basically like a 2 out of 3 set match, as opposed to coming out and just playing 1 set. I think is much tougher. So for me, it was fine. I feel like I handled this situation pretty well.
Even though it was a pretty typical scoreline for you, is it a confidence boost, winning 7-6, 7-6, and then another set 7-5, because you've lost so many close matches recently?
Yeah, that's true. No, it is. It is for sure. It's a big confidence booster for me. I've lost a lot of extremely close matches this year, and I also came into this tournament without much match play at all, because I was sidelined for a pretty long time. There were some moments, in that match that I went AWOL a bit on my serve. That the 3 times I lost my serve, I played some pretty poor games. Just I'm up 30 love, and next thing you know, a minute later, I lose the game. So that stuff comes with match toughness, I think. But getting through this one was crucial for me, and I'm very happy to be moving on.
Coaching changes are part and parcel of the game, and Andy was just explaining what happened with Maresmo and him. Could you just tell us a little bit about your decision to part company with Justin?
Yeah, well, that was definitely a mutual decision. Justin, he's got a lot on his plate, and especially now with his little kid, he's trying to spend as much time as he possibly can with him. It's also a thing. Logistically, it was pretty tough. He lives in LA. I live in Florida. So it definitely wasn't one person making that call for sure. So, but look, I had a great year with Justin last year. I finished my highest ranking ever with Justin, and he's always going to be in my corner and still give me advice, and we're still extremely good friends.
And now and then, tennis people get involved in politics. I think Nastasi ran for mayor in Bucharest, and they said Ash should run for office. Your dad's now running. Talk about that. He's a Democrat. Well, you support him, obviously, I presume, obviously. But talk about what that's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I will support him. I can't vote for him, though, because I'm registered in Florida. So, but, we'll see what happens. He's here now. He's not on the campaign trail back home. So, but look, he might have a decent shot to win the primary, and then it would go on to, heads up after that. So I think there's like 4 or 5 other people in the Democratic primary in North Carolina. It's the 13th district. So I definitely will support him. I've donated and obviously pulling for him, but I cannot vote for him because I'm not registered there anymore.
And your best 15-second soundbite for your dad on why be a good rep?
Yeah, I think he's not a guy he's never been in politics before. He's owned a small business for 25, 30 years of his life. So he knows what it's like to run a small business, have 6, 7 people working for you. He's a pretty moderate Democrat, so he's not one way or the other for sure. So I think he could bring some positive change for sure.
Your school played in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
so I assume you didn't watch it. But
No,
what
gosh.
were your thoughts on their NCAA run?
It was a great run. Georgia always plays well in the NCAA tournament. They had a great win in the round of 16 and a 4-3 win, and played great in the quarters, 4-0. And then in college tennis, the margins are pretty small, especially this year. There's a lot of parity. When a team like Oklahoma, I believe, had 10 losses coming into this NCAA tournament, and Georgia had 7 losses, and then one seed has 4 losses. So it was it's tough. It was bad news for me to wake up to, but they had a very good season. They ran the table in the SEC and made the Final Four again, and things are definitely looking up. And the tournament, I know, or I'm pretty sure is back in Athens next year, where it should be every year. No offense to Tulsa, it's not the same. I'm live streaming it, and it's not the same at all. So it's good to see that the tournament's back there next year.
Is there any more intense crowd than Athens outside of Davis Cup, but on the circuit?
No, I mean, and if you're wearing the G on your shirt, it's an intense crowd in a very good way. If you're Florida or something, you're going to get ridiculed quite a lot. So, but the crowd is fantastic. They don't just during the final 16. They don't just come out and support Georgia. They support college tennis as a whole. So, I mean, I'm obviously biased, but I think you would ask a lot of people that don't play for Georgia or didn't play for Georgia, and they would say that the tournament should be there every year.
Talk about the Olympics and your decision, your thought process.
Yeah, it's something that I took a lot of time to think about. The summer for me, obviously, is a very, very important time. It's a time of the year that I've always done well at, and the Olympics, it's very tough on the schedule, especially with Davis Cup as well, and we're into the quarterfinals there, and Davis Cup is still a very big goal of mine to try to win this quarterfinal match, and then possibly another home tie after that. And then with all the tournaments sandwiched pretty much around the Olympics, it made it tough for me to go down there. And I think the fact that they have no points, to be honest, was a pretty big factor as well. Obviously, the Olympics is not about the money, but no points I think hindered me a bit. Yeah. See you guys.